Guilty but loved. There's a tale of a father and his two sons. The father loved both sons greatly, and they meant the whole world to him. He also had a team of other sons by adoption, by blood, by anything you can call them sons, right? And there's something to say about what an elder sees sitting, that a child, no matter how tall he grows or how much of a tree he climbs, that he may not see same thing. So somehow this father had an idea that one of his sons was going to hurt him, was going to betray him. I'm sure the story is getting familiar, or maybe it's not yet familiar. Still follow through. Having said this, all his sons, his children, they kept asking, Daddy, who could it be? Could it be me? What have I done? Is it something I can do? And Daddy was quiet. The silence of an elder. It always raises curiosity. So one of the days, one of his sons went out and he says, my dad is a big guy. My dad does great things. I think I can set some people up to actually see if they can catch him, if they can get him. And by the time they get his location and they're unable to do so, then probably my daddy has superpowers and he may likely disappear, or something would just happen and he would walk in their midst and they wouldn't see him again. So he did a great gamble and he went to some people, big guys in the society, and he told them, okay, I wanted to go get this man. He's my dad, and you will catch him easily. And they gave him money. Maybe big money, maybe small amount of money, but I would wonder what amount of money would worth the love of a father or the love of a friend. Now, the whole deal went wrong. Daddy didn't disappear, neither did he use superpowers, neither did he, do anything to evade this arrest as his first son had thought. And then when his son realized that the whole deal had gone wrong, he felt bad. He cried. It hurt him really bad. And as a way of expressing this guilt, as a way of showing how much pain he felt, showing his regret, he returned the money to these big guys. Good step, right? And the second thing he did, that's what most of us do, or most of us contemplate doing. He committed suicide. He took his life. I know you've done so much. You found yourself in a mess. And because of that mess, you're in pain. And as a result of that pain, you've resorted to drinking, smoking. You've gone back to the things you left behind. You've gone back to taking narcotic and influential substances just as a way of easing your pain. Is that really the way out? Now let's get back to the story. The second son. Daddy also told him one time and he said, oh, you're going to find yourself in a fix where you may most likely deny me. And out of that love for a father, and he said, no, Daddy, I would never deny you, not in this world, not even in the world to come. I would always be there for you, So maybe he felt that if Big Brother messed up, I wouldn't mess up. Okay. And the day came, and just like Daddy predicted, he denied his dad. First time, second time, third time. And it dawned on him, oh, Daddy said this, and finally, I messed up. I didn't meet up my words. I didn't keep my words. He cried. He felt so bad. He asked for mercy. First step, right? Remember what Big Brother did as first step. And second step, he had to take a new turn, and he promised his father that he was going to do everything to stay loyal to his father henceforth. Now, do we see the difference? Two people who failed, two people who messed up. One person had a different decision as a way of showing his remorse or dealing with his pain and regret. And the second person had a different approach to showing how sorry he was as a way of dealing with his pain and regret. Now I'll tell you another story in conclusion about a king, very influential king. This king loved his father so much, but something happened. He set a young man, an innocent man, up at battlefront and he was killed. And he didn't stop at killing the man, as it were, technically, he also took his wife. So he was guilty of murder and adultery. But you know what? When judgment came, he didn't say, "Oh, I'm a king, whatever would happen should happen." He didn't give up on himself. He broke down. And you know what? At the end of the day, you know the nickname his father gave him? A man after my heart. How can someone who is a murderer, who is an adulterer, who has failed, be a man after your heart? Is he worthy? Yes, the summary is that all these persons were all guilty, but they were loved. How? How can he be called a man after my heart? Guilty of murder, guilty of adultery. The difference between the second son in the first story and this particular king is their approach to pain, their approach to their mistakes. When you make mistakes,
You
what do you
resort
do? Do you dwell in the pain and regret? Do you take to habits that are self-inflicting of pain, that are harmful? Do you go back to your vomit? Do you find yourself losing faith in what you've always had faith and trust in? Do you find yourself disconnecting from people? I know you've messed up. I know you've gotten it all wrong. I know you regret all of your decisions. I know you seem to be the only person. No other person understands you. No one wants to see things from your lens. Everyone feels that you've messed up. Everyone feels you've done badly. But I want you to know that you are guilty, quite alright, that's the fact, but you're loved. There's a better approach to managing your pain than inflicting yourself with even more harm. If a murderer, if an adulterer can be called a man after my heart, how much more you? Even if you've committed murder, even if you've committed adultery, you're guilty, but you're loved. You need to assess this love. Thank you for listening, and I hope this makes a turn in your life. Thank you, and see you in our next podcast. Don't forget to share. Thank you, and get more tips. Bye bye. I love you, and I'm rooting for you.